So this is going to be a long video. I'm probably going to split it into multiple parts. We got a story of some real infidelity here. A trope that we hear a lot of. I don't know how real it is. But this lady, man, she lost 100 pounds and she said, I'm out.
Here's a story. You're married, have a kid, a happy home, and then you work on yourself, lose over 100 pounds, and become unrecognizable, both inside and out. You hang out more and ultimately step out on your marriage. There's hurt, pain, and a divorce. You live life with regret, but your story isn't finished.
What I thought at the time was love, I had never felt that before, ever. I have never felt so more desired in my life, ever.
Was sleeping with your husband difficult?
Very.
Why?
Because I only wanted the other guy.
Wow. I'm obviously not yours and you're not mine, but I don't
he
want
was
you...
mine. He was mine. I'm sorry, honey. He was mine.
How does your husband find out?
I confessed. I couldn't sleep. My conscience was eating me alive and I was exhausted. I was ready to leave my baby, leave my family. This was nice. I love y'all. I see y'all on the weekend. I wanted to be with him at all costs.
Telling you, man, you get it's a good dick. Shit starts to.
What's good? My name is Chris Styles. This is Trapping Anonymous. Welcome back. Welcome back. Thank you for everybody that has been subscribing, supporting, and just sharing our content. I feel like lately we've really been blowing up, and it's just things that people really want to hear. So, you know, if you guys got any things that you want us to speak about or any interviews that you think that we should do, let me know. Check in that Apple podcast, please, the audios. If you can't sit back and watch the videos, you can always go to those Apple podcasts and get those audios as well so that you can download it, listen to it on the train or whatever. Today we have a very, very special guest with us, as always, but this one in particular, I've been waiting 6-7 months for this interview. I think that is something that we don't get to speak about a lot or hear a lot from people that are even willing to talk about these types of things. So please sit back, relax, enjoy. Do remember that the stories that you hear do not necessarily reflect real life. They're here to entertain, they're here to educate, and hopefully keep your little homie off the streets. My name is Chris Styles. This is 100%. Let's get it. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good.
Good.
I usually jump right into the interviews. I don't like to take the scenic route, as I like to say. How did you ruin your marriage?
Infidelity. I will say that is the simplest way to put it.
Infidelity. And I feel like the narrative is always the man cheats.
Yes.
The man messed up. We were having a conversation off camera and you was just like, everybody that you talk to says, well, what did he do?
Yeah.
What do you feel about that narrative?
Yeah. I think
The lack of it's so insane to me, bro. It's so insane that we live in a world where men and women are equal. But then when women do some really messed up shit, it's what did he do? That makes no sense. That makes no sense. Because we'd never use that same logic from never. And it'd be completely wrong to use that logic for men. And we all know that.
people automatically go to the man being the problem. So when I say, you know, I'm divorced, whatever, they're like, oh God, what did he do? Oh, good for you. You can do better. You know, and it's sort of like, oh, it was me, actually. It wasn't him.
How was your marriage? Was this like a tumultuous relationship that you had? If you could give me just a little backstory about like how the dynamic of the relationship was.
So we met when I was about 19. And he became my best friend. We decided to get married a few years later. We got married very young. I was about 23 at the time. Got married very young, and he was amazing. He was a great provider. He was a good friend, and things were good. We had a baby. Things were good until they weren't.
And why weren't they?
Well, before when we met, I was 130 pounds heavier. So I lost 130 pounds and kind of lost my mind, so to speak.
Well, you lost 130 pounds in the relationship?
In the relationship. When we got married, I was 320 pounds at my heaviest. And yeah, lost the weight and kind of went south.
Was this the first time that you ever been slimmer and like?
Yes. All my life, I've been a fat girl. So this was the first time that I actually got to be the it girl, so to speak, you know.
And what about your husband?
What about him? You mean like?
Weight-wise, was he?
Oh, well, he was a bigger guy, but it wasn't too crazy at the time. He was a bigger guy, but he loved me big. He never complained. He always complimented me, treated me like I was beautiful, but I didn't feel beautiful. So I went ahead with the weight loss.
There's a narrative about big women, right? One of the narratives that I hear is that big women know how to treat a man, right? It's just sort of because, I don't know, like maybe the world isn't at their feet.
Yeah.
Maybe they do have to be humble and display humility to have people like them or be into them or, you know, sort of. So from the big girl perspective, can you speak to that?
Well, not really, because he was obsessed with me. I mean, when I say in a healthy way, he loved me deeply. And I never felt like I had to do a lot to keep him around. He always wanted to be around.
Right, so maybe not with him, but I mean like in other relationships that you've had in the past, or men that you've been around in the past, or been with, whatever.
Okay, so like, I hadn't had many relationships, but a few that I did have, I don't know, I felt like the fat girl.
Right.
Yeah, and so.
Do you feel like you have to be extra nice?
I didn't feel like I had to be extra nice, but I felt like I had to go above and beyond with like fashion or my hair. I always had to be, everything had to be in place.
Right.
If I was going to be fat, I was going to be fat and fly.
It's crazy, right? Look, shouts out to this woman. She was 320. That's crazy. And she lost 130 pounds. So what? She was 190. Imagine if she was like, you know, imagine if she went down to 130. And she was in a bikini and she was an Instagram model type shit. She had that. But she left that nigga in a heartbeat. He was a good guy, loved her. Done all this shit when she was fat. She still left him, man. She want a crib. That must be the only.
So, he worshipped the ground you walked on. What made you lose the weight?
I was just tired of feeling that way. I was tired of feeling how I felt, so I wanted to get it done.
I was speaking to someone that used to be fat, and they're a fitness person now. And one of the things she said to me was, there's not a fat person that isn't depressed.
I can agree with that. I was very depressed when I was at that weight, very, even throughout my marriage. And even my ex-husband would reassure me and tell me, you're beautiful, don't worry. I still felt bad within myself.
So he watches you lose this weight. But he loved you for who you were.
Yeah.
But you didn't love you for who you were.
Exactly.
Does he not diet with you? Does he not go to the gym with you? Does he not want to do all those things? Or he just sort of like...
He just supported me.
Right.
He was kind of comfortable where he was, and his main focus was just me and supporting me.
So his main focus was assisting you.
Yes.
And just supporting you and being there for you.
Yes, absolutely.
So where did it go wrong? When you lost that weight, you looked in the mirror and then you was just like, hold on. Do you think that he could have married that girl that lost 130 pounds?
Honestly, probably not.
Or that he would even want to?
Oh, I look pretty amazing, so he probably would have wanted to. But I don't think he could have. Now thinking back.
She lost the weight, looked in the mirror and said, I'm better than you. That's crazy. I'm out of your league right now. Yeah, I'm out of your league, and I could do better. You know, just some hypogamous shit right there, boy.
I don't think so. Yeah.
Do you think that he felt that when he looked at you?
I think that he felt betrayal. How could you do this and I met you at this weight? How could you lose this weight and just totally change when I met you at this weight?
You think that he felt betrayal?
I think that he did because he supported me. He was there for me when I was 320 pounds. But then when I lost the weight, I was different. My behaviors were different.
What do you mean?
I dressed differently. I wore more fitting clothes. I started to go out a lot more with my girlfriends.
Hey, baby! We outside. Let me tell you something right now. If you're fat and your girlfriend's fat and she decides to lock into the gym, you better lock in too, nigga. Yeah, you better lock in right beside her. Yeah. Because you don't want to be in this situation. You know what I'm saying? You're out here doing 10 out of 10 scouting. She turned into the baddest bee. Maybe you cared, maybe you didn't care. Maybe you loved her at her size. Maybe you saw the potential the whole time. Okay? But now she's looking at you funny. Yeah, you better lock in.
than ever. I started getting a lot of attention, a lot more attention from men. And I didn't know how to handle it. I just couldn't handle it.
I think about two different mentalities, right? I think about the girl that gets the BBL. One day, I don't know, let's say she has an undesirable body. The next day, she's the most desirable woman in the world. There's a mentality that goes into that, right?
Yes.
Because in your mind, you're still that girl before the body. You can't just change that overnight.
Right.
But when you lose the weight and you put in the work for the weight to be gone, I feel like the mentality is sort of gradual and you sort of become that person in a different way. What do you think about that?
Well, let me correct you. So I had weight loss surgery. So I didn't put in as much work. It's kind of similar to getting a BBL. You go in one day and you don't have a desirable body, and then you come out and you do. With weight loss surgery, it's gradual, but it's kind of quick when you lose the weight. You lose the weight pretty quickly. I lost 100 pounds in 6 months. So it was quick.
That's crazy. That's crazy because I'm thinking exactly what he said. I would have empathized with her a little bit. When you lose weight, you have to change your habits, right? Certain foods you remove, certain habits you remove. If you're being healthy, you're being strict, you're having that discipline, and you're sitting and you're watching your partner chug down a whole pizza and you're looking like, ugh. I can understand how that might turn you off a little bit. You don't weight loss surgery. You're just a bad person. You're just a bad person. That's crazy. And it kind of ties into, men who are like, yeah, I'm like super loyal. But then people will go, do you have any choice? Like, can you get anybody? Like, would you change if you could get women? Right? A lot of men don't know because a lot of men just don't get female attention like that. So it is interesting. It is interesting to see how people would act if they were. I mean, look, I'm not calling out her looks. I'm not saying anything about her looks. But imagine if she was, it'd be, it'd be 10 times worse.
What kind of surgery was this?
The sleeve, gastric sleeve.
Okay, and they just...
So they make your stomach smaller.
Oh, she got the backers. God, that's natural. She ain't hit the gym. You guys see the shape? Oh, she's one of those.
Smaller, so you can consume less.
I've heard about this.
Yeah. Very old surgery. Yeah, everybody's getting it now. Everybody and their mama. Everybody.
Okay. So you going out, you hanging out more.
Yeah.
Does he say something to you?
At first, he kind of let it slide. He stayed at home with the baby. I had a 1-year-old at the time.
Wow.
And he stayed at home with the baby, and he kind of let me do my thing. Yeah, at first.
And then it was like, all right.
And then he was like, okay, do you have to go out every weekend?
Oh, he was out every weekend.
And during the week sometimes.
So you're meeting men?
Well, no, not at first. So I was getting a lot of attention from men.
Right.
But at first, that was all it was. It was nothing any more than that. Just the attention. Yeah.
Bring me to the day you cheated for the first time.
So, met a guy at work and we started to become friends. He was very flirtatious, gave me a lot of attention. I had just had a baby. I was about a year postpartum. And I was feeling, the weight was gone, but I was still feeling bad. I was feeling bored and frumpy, and I just wanted some excitement. And he and I became friends, and it was innocent at first, and then it gradually started to progress into something a little more inappropriate each day. You know, I worked with this guy.
Work husband.
I had to see him.
Yeah.
You know, he would walk me to my car if it was too dark at night, whatever. And we began to talk on the phone. It was over after that. The phone. We started talking. We became friends. And it was like, well, let's go out for a drink. I'm like, okay, cool. So then now I'm lying to my husband saying I'm going out with the girls.
You know, finding... He didn't know what he had. Okay, the whole time he was with a demon, he had no idea. She was just really fat and undesirable. Okay? She becomes desirable. Now her demonic tendencies start to show. But finding a partner with like self-respect is so important. And not only so, just like a strong moral foundation. People that stand for something. Whole time, niggas, you can't trust them. Right? They have no loyalty to you. They don't care about you. Niggas will sleep with your wife. They don't care. They know that she's married. Walking her to a car, playing with her. They don't care about you. They don't know you. There. But you gotta find a woman with like self-respect and boundaries and, you know, who stands on business, man. No, actually, no. On the phone, talking on the phone, no. Going out, no. Walking me to my car, no, I'm good. I can walk to my car by myself. It's work, wife, work, husband. Ugh.
When really I'm going to meet him. And it just gradually worked itself up from there. And I was just so enamored with this person and his personality and his charisma. And he wasn't boring. And I was excited to go to work. You know, it was crazy. It was crazy.
Wow. Oh man, like you experiencing that, it was such a new feeling.
Yes, very new. I had never felt that way before in my life, ever. Like the excitement, what I thought at the time was love. I had never felt that before, ever. I have never felt so more desired in my life, ever. And even though my husband, he was very uplifting, you're beautiful, you're this, but this was different. This was, not only did he tell me I was beautiful, but I actually felt it too. You know, when my husband would tell me, I'd be like, oh, whatever, you're supposed to say that. But when this guy, it was just different.
It was just different.
It was just different.
Even the way I hear you speak about it, you know,
Yeah.
I could tell that it sort of brings you back to that
Very
feeling.
intense.
And it's
very intense.
very
Yeah.
intense.
Yeah.
So you're out for a drink.
Nigga wanted to bust an intense nut. Yeah.
You have a drink, it goes too far.
Way too far. We started talking every single day, meeting before work, staying late after work, and it just progressed from there.
Where did y'all have sex at?
Oh wow. At a hotel for the first time.
Okay.
Yeah. At a hotel.
You set it up like, all right, this is gonna happen.
Well, he set it up. We talked about it a lot. I was very scared because I had never stepped out in my relationship ever. So I was very, very scared, but I was willing to take the risk because that's how intense the relationship between us had got.
It's interesting that you said I never stepped out in my relationship, but you were emotionally stepping out of your relationship, and how we don't sort of factor that into like the cheating aspect, and which is probably the more dangerous thing that we could be doing, right?
Yeah.
It's like,
but I meant before him.
Yeah,
before
yeah,
him,
no,
I had never emotionally, I wasn't talking to anybody, never. When I met him, that's when it all started. The emotional cheating and then the physical cheating.
Right.
Yeah.
After that hotel, we call it Pandora's box, right?
Oh, yeah.
Because once you open it, it's impossible to close.
Impossible.
It's impossible. Once you open that up,
Yep.
what was the difference in being at home? What was the energy like when you went back home? What you now, like we said, we've uncovered it.
Yeah.
The forbidden. Some things are left off limits because God knows we cannot cut it off.
Can't handle it.
Right. So what was that dynamic like when you come back home and nobody knows and it's still your secret?
Well, it was exciting because it was a secret. But when I came home, I loathed coming home. I did not want to come home. I wanted to be in that excitement, that euphoria forever. I hated coming home. So it was hard. I lived a double life. I was a different person at work and with him, and I was a different person at home with my baby and with my ex-husband. It was hard. It was very exhausting, but it was so exciting and enchanting, and I did not want to stop.
You know, a lot of men will try to downplay men's cheating by saying it's just physical, and with women it's emotional, and emotional is worse. Nah, not for me, mate. Leave me. I'm fine. Leave me. You cheat. You're in love with that nigga. Okay, go be with him. You're out here sucking his dick, kissing me on the lip. Oh my God. Listen. There are a handful of scenarios where I can envision myself really crashing out, and that is one. That is crashing. That is me. I'm crashing out. What? You kissing me on the lip? I'm out here doing things, putting my mouth in places where other. Oh, bad.
This liquor got me in my zone. Now I'm blowing up your phone. Blowing weed, smoking the ozone. I just can't let this go. This liquor got me in my zone. Now I'm blowing up your phone. Blowing weed, smoking the ozone. I just can't let this go.